Online.com with Kai Greene, moments after coming off stage after placing second in the Mr. Olympia. Kai, I know you've just walked off and just gathering your thoughts right now. What was going through your head when you stand there with Phil Heath? Bob calls out there's 1 point difference, there's going to be one winner. What was running through your mind?
I don't know. Still got to process that. For the most part, everything is a blur right now. So I need to do some processing to be able to walk through those moments again kind of effectively.
Tell us a little bit about the journey, Kai. I know you've trained all year for this. It's the first time you haven't had to do the early shows. You've concentrated completely for the last 365 days on tonight. Tell us a little bit about the journey.
No, it's been a very rewarding experience. Definitely brought with its own challenges, but I think Lee Labrada said in a bunch of interviews while getting ready for his Olympia preparations, he would end up having to do a lot of soul searching, and would come away from all of the soul searching with some very profound insights into who he was as a man, and I feel like I joined that. I can say the same tonight, my road towards getting ready for this event.
Do you think it was different in that process by having a whole year to focus on something, not have contest constantly eating at you? Was that journey changed by having that whole year off? Not year off, but that whole year to prepare?
I would imagine if it were changed, it would definitely change for the better. It was a good experience. It was the first time I got a chance to not aim to do so much competing. Since, I don't know, I've been competing every season for probably more than a decade, so this was the first time that I really got a chance to focus on just one show, and I think I was that much better for it.
Well, we think you looked a whole lot better, and the fans last night were in a frenzy after the pre-judging. I got on the net last night to see what they were saying. I thought it was incredibly close. I thought perhaps you were in front after the pre-judging. When I looked online, all the riders, all the experts, when Dennis James and Chad Nichols were doing their talk after the thing, their comments were that in the poses you beat Phil, you didn't beat him, you dominated him. Were you aware of the buzz from the crowd and from the call-outs and just what was going down last night? Did you feel some of that?
I think so. I think for the most part, though, as an athlete, you really do try to, close out a lot of other voices and try to focus on the voices that, you count as the most important. That's your voice, your internal voice, and the voices that you're using to work as your think tank, your brain trust, if you will, and other voices at times can mislead you. So you have to be able to prioritize and find out which voice is the most important to you, and zero in on that.
You got a lot of love coming your way from all over the world, Kai. Tell us about your coach, George Farrer. You switched over and started working with him, and immediately the signs were good. I think it was a great move for your career. You and I talked about that, that he was able to bring you in a little bit sharper. You lost that sort of bloated look, and then you continued to improve again after sort of stopping still and not getting it right a couple of times. How did you see your physique coming into the show working with George? Were you confident with the way you're looking and happy the way you turned it around?
I think the athlete is always behind the scenes troubleshooting and hoping that they're, always aiming to do the best you can. And I do feel very fortunate to have had the resource that I've come to know in George Farrer. Even better than that, I'm very thankful to my supplement company.
Kai,
You know, if this is something that you're able to get, if you're walking away from this experience, you know, watching the blogs or looking at the video updates, if you're walking away from that with, you know, riled up energy and, you know, able to feel like I like that, or, you know, that's something that motivates me, that's something that really gets my juice juiced, then what I want to do is encourage you to, when this is over with, when you're finished viewing this, don't just turn off the computer, don't just log off, don't just, you know, turn around and then, you know, allow your energy to get lost in something that's meaningless. Take that excitement, that riled up energy, that passion, and, you know, look for the biggest gorilla in your life, that problem or obstacle that has seemed to have troubled you, or maybe in a sense held you back from some really good opportunities. And I want you to take that excitement, that motivation, that energy of and try to knock its head off. You know, use that energy to have some positive impact on your life. You know? I think this is how you celebrate the successes of, you know, your heroes or people that help to, you know, get you juiced. It should be something that you can do with that speaks to the betterment of you and allows you to get, you know, to a better place or space in your life as a result of having been exposed to that. So, you know, don't let it stop here for you. If you are motivated, if you are psyched up and charged and juiced after, you know, witnessing this on your computer, I encourage you to look for the biggest gorilla in your life and take its head off.
It's a great message, Kai. You know, you've got some rehydrating to do. You've got family and friends to catch up with. I know Chanel will be back there waiting to see you. She's a wonderful support. We really appreciate you coming to do an interview on Flex Online for all your fans around the world. Kai Greene, second place Mr. Olympia 2012.